Today we're taking off for Belhaven and immediately ran into issues with our anchor, which never feels great when the wind and waves are pushing you towards shore.
2 days away from needing to be north of Cape Hatteras. We're currently in Oriental, North Carolina, and we're gonna take the 2 days. We're gonna hop 4 hours today to Bay River, and then the 4 hours tomorrow to Belhaven. And I think we should be north of it. At least our insurance guy said, yeah, we're good. But yeah, let's pick up anchor and head off. We might get a little bit of sailing in. We did just do the filter change and the oil change, so I do want to run the engine for a bit just to make sure all of that is settled and good. We have ran it for about 20 minutes, just warming it up. No oil alarms, engine not dying due to fuel, like lacking fuel, so I think we're in pretty good shape. I'm trying to keep it kind of modest, but it is like 91 degrees, feels like 100 or something.
At the start, everything was going as it normally does. I took off the bridle and started pulling up the chain while Patrick gave me little bumps into forward.
Bumping us forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Then the anchor became stuck, which isn't too unusual. I flaked the chain, but then it still wasn't moving.
What? Just let it down a little bit.
So I tried reversing it back down to get the chain untangled, but then I realized it wasn't moving in either direction.
You're okay. Okay, hold on.
Unfortunately, I brought it up enough that the anchor was no longer securing us and we were dragging towards the shore, with about 20 feet of anchor and chain still hanging in the water.
Yeah, we're off the bottom. Okay, I need you to come back here and steer. I need you to come back here and steer. You don't need to go anywhere. Just keep us kind of closer to the circle. Use the driveway.
I took over the helm while Patrick went up front and pulled the rest of the anchor up by hand.
I'm sorry, I don't know what I did wrong.
Come on, it's just jammed. Okay, so the winch, the chain is jammed in the winch at the moment. So I raised the last like 20 feet by just by hand. But we were already kind of dragging. You can tell just by our speed over ground is like 1.4 knots. So I just picked it all the way up. We're gonna go out towards sea a little more and work on getting it unjammed.
Not towards sea, it's the bay.
It's the bay. Out to sea.
As Patrick made the repair, I kept us on course.
Anxiety is kind of through the roof. I'm trying to stay calm. You know, we have a few hours before we get to where we wanted to get this untangled, unstuck. I don't know if there's any marinas or mooring balls or anything up there that we could grab if we can't get this stuff done. We can't get the anchor out. It's hard for me in situations like this because Patrick is like so focused in on the problem, and I love that. I love that he fixes things for us all the time, but on the other side, like, I'm really anxious and I'm just like, you know, steering us, but I have no feedback on like progress or what's going on. Even if we had our headsets on, he's just not good at answering questions when he's focused, so I just kind of have to be patient in my anxiety and see what he's thinking and trust that we'll figure this out.
So it appears we popped the fuse on the windlass right down over here. So now we are going to try to, I guess, see if we have a spare and then maybe repair it if we can. So this stuff always kind of horrifies me a little bit. We'll fuse off. I found the new fuses, but we kind of have to figure out if it's a 160 amp fuse or a 300 amp fuse. But it's going to be on the back of this. So we're going to be very careful in taking this stuff off. Okay, that's nut off one. Washer off one. See, the thing we don't want to have happen is like if we, like all of this stuff is safe to touch. It's just that if you were to cross some metal, you can, like your hands and person aren't as conductive as a metal wrench. Okay, let's go test this. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty, bro. God, I just break my elbow.
Huge shout out to Patrick for his abilities to research and fix things so quickly. And also a shout out to Casper, the previous owner, for leaving us a spare fuse.
Crisis averted!
After the repair, it was finally time to get the head sail out and make up for some lost time.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now, just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found.
We've been battling an absolute onslaught of these green-headed flies, and one of them finally bit me. I am not thrilled.
You look really happy about it.
Yeah. Well, at least I killed the one that bit me, so, vengeance was had. I must have killed like 10 or 15 of them. I don't even know what they're doing all the way out here.
Suddenly, the wind picked up from about 10 knots to 20 or 25. So we brought back in the head sail and motored the rest of the way to our anchorage.
Okay, found a spot to anchor for the night. Man, look, the wind, it was predicted to only be like 7 or 10 knots, but we were seeing 20, 25 knots, like most of the afternoon. Like even right now, it's at 15 knots. So we ended up changing which anchorage we wanted to be in. At first, the one we were going to was like a little exposed, but I was like, well, originally when I planned it, I was like, well, there shouldn't be much wind, so it'll be okay. But now I'm still seeing 15, 20 knots. We ended up going kind of like up a creek a bit and tucking away. Dodging a couple crab pots. We got like one, probably about 200 feet behind us, and one about 200 feet over to the starboard side. The waves aren't so bad. Should have like some nice wind. Hopefully we're away enough from shore to avoid too many bugs. But we'll kind of have to deal with them as they come. Just keep swatting them. And today is the day we get as north as we need for our insurance. We have about like 6 hours to go to get to Belhaven. As like the water opens up a bit, we might try to toss some sails up if we can find any wind. Right now there's only like 4 knots. Excited to get to Belhaven. Excited to actually get more north than that. Too hot of a day. It's already like 90 degrees and it's only like 9 in the morning. Did not sleep well last night though. I think I woke up at like 3 because I was just so hot. And you wake up in the middle of the night when you're hot like that and you start looking at marine AC units because you're just like, I don't know if I can do this a whole summer.
The next day, we made the rest of the hop to Belhaven and ended up having a surprise guest along the way.
I picked up a buddy. I think he's just a dragonfly. At first I was like, is he a fake dragonfly? But no, he seems good. Just hanging out. You wanna be put somewhere else, bud? Are you thirsty? Okay, I tried to put him down and he just jumped right back up. So maybe we're just friends now, I don't know. I wish you would protect me from these horseflies. Okay, I passed the dragonfly over to Michaela because I felt like it was her turn.
And he's on me.
How do you like having a dragonfly friend?
It's the best thing.
I don't know, I'm worried he's like dying or something, but we're just gonna enjoy him while he's here.
He's just sleepy.
Yeah. Tried to give him some water. We'll give him a nice life for the rest of his life though. So we're just slowly 4.5 knots going through this channel. One nice thing about our boat is like it's pretty, like there's a lot of marks for shoaling and sounding and stuff, and we of course always try to avoid them, but I feel like it's more so people who have like 5-6 foot keels, and we only draw like 3 feet. So I'm always like, I always feel a little bit better going through areas, even if it's like, oh, they're strolling over here, take a wide berth. It's like we still take it, but it's like if other people have made it through, I'm sure that we can too.
Not knowing much about dragonflies, we were worried that he was injured or coming to the end of his life. But he ended up flying away after a few hours of rest.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
We had to keep the engine on to keep any speed, but we did use the head sail to gain a little bit of speed on this journey.
The good news is the Dragonfly pal is not dead. He was just hanging out resting, and he just flew away. And the bad news is I miss him a little bit. But I'm kind of happy that he gets to go, you know, fly another day, go on another adventure. It's just being a little more independent. I wish these Horseflies would be a little more independent. About 4 hours into this 6-hour journey, like 10 nautical miles left. We got a little bit of cloud cover, so it cooled down just like a touch. Not very busy. Like I think I saw one other sailboat heading south. But besides that, I've not seen like really anybody on the ICW. A couple of small fishing boats, but yeah, pretty empty out here.
Another squall came through right as we were coming up to our anchorage. Thankfully, we only caught the edge of it.
So we're about 2 miles out, and of course it starts thunderstorming off to our, I guess it'd be our west. Not super thrilled about that. It looks like it's raining up in Belhaven, but hopefully not as bad as over there. Cause yeah, we're about 30 minutes away from just being able to like anchor and then chill. So I'd really like to just get to be able to do that. The anchorage is supposed to be super big and like very wide, so I'm like not sweating it too hard. You're doing a great job. Okay, I think we're just gonna try to anchor in like 20 knots of wind here. Maybe it looks clearer over here where we're going. It's just is the timing gonna work out? Look, it's already dropped down to 16, moving in the right direction.
See how crazy my hair was from this?
It looks great.
We did it! Every time it rains, it gets a little less scary until we get into a real storm. Then it'll be terrifying again. But it calmed down so much on that journey, and it's cooled down so much. I'm actually in a better mood than before it rained. It's so hot.
Honestly.
And less bugs now.
Yeah, much less bugs already. I can't even like, I've never seen as many horseflies in the last day as I have like my whole life. You know, it's wild. Seems less buggy over here, which is nice. Seems like a cute little town from looking at it. It's got some nice colored buildings over there. We'll probably check it out a little later.
We got to spend a few days exploring Belhaven and waiting for some bad weather to pass.
You can definitely tell it's more fresh water.
Yeah, not so salty. Is it harder to swim?
You just don't float as hard when you're a large and in charge guy like me. I think I was watching Sailing by Felicia, who had like just some gardening gloves on. And I'm so tired of cutting my hands up on barnacles. So we're gonna give that a try. I also found this like big, like soft edge scraper, a wall covering smoothing tool. And I thought it would be kind of nice because it's a little sturdier, but also has a nice handle. I don't know. We'll see if it works out. If it does, I'll buy a bunch of them. We've just given up on not having the house be just a little wet.
It's fine.
Well, if we close the hatches all the way, then it gets really hot in the boat.
So it's only raining just a little bit, and we only have them open the smallest amount, but it's like a feet drop small.
But it's no problem. We'll just put some towels down and it'll be fine.
Everything's always wet in the boat anyways. What's the difference?
Exactly. It's a boat. It's meant to get wet. Good morning.
I'm not in the best of moods because it's so hot outside and it's 8 in the morning.
It's 8 in the morning and 90 degrees. Yeah, I feel ya.
Yeah. Welcome to a cranky day in the life.
Well, it's 81 degrees, 83% humidity, feels like 88, and it is only 8:30 in the morning.
Anyways, we are making quite a trek to the food line today. It's about a half-hour walk, although I'm a slow walker, so hopefully we can do it in half an hour.
Hopefully somebody just picks us up.
That would be nice if somebody offered us a ride. But there are no taxis, no Ubers, nothing in this, and we're in Belhaven. Nothing here. We actually walked over to the local marina yesterday and asked if we could rent their golf cart, but they said no, so we're gonna walk, which I don't actually mind walking that much. It's more so that it's hot out.
Yeah, walking in the heat sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, here's to the adventure. And we're off.
Like a herd of turtles.
Alright, and we're getting sunnies, dude.
Oh no, you want to stop and get it?
Nah, it's okay.
Unfortunately, it did take us the full time to walk to Food Line, but little did we know there were some good Samaritans waiting at the end for us.
I'm gonna pass out.
We made it, dude.
Yeah, we did. What kind of apples should we get?
Whatever the cheapest apples are.
Envy's cheaper.
Okay.
I don't want Golden Delicious. I don't like them.
I'm also not a fan of the Golden Delicious. The lighting in this place is horrendous. Much faster trip back, and thanks to Marv and Mary at the grocery store who gave us a lift.
So sweet, like just such big like mom, grandmother, and just like the loveliest people.
Yeah, 7 kids, 22 grandkids, 5 great grandkids.
Yeah,
Big family, just a lot of love in that, like those hearts, you know. So yeah, now we're just back to the dinghy. We're gonna go get everything put away. Probably go for a swim. Because it's still so hot. But yeah, that worked out much better than we thought. This is what I was talking about before. So I guess they sell mostly 18.8 at Ace Hardware instead of 316. So these bolts have just like immediately rusted. So I bought some 316 and we'll replace those shortly here. And then we'll also have to try to rust remover those spots, like the streaks here. But gosh, what a shame. It's like a combination cool off in the water and also scrape the bottom of the boat. It's a little tough to say scrape the bottom of the boat. I feel like I can get most of it, but actually, like, I can't see anything. Even with goggles, the visibility's so low. It's tough to actually go to the bottom of the keels and see if you're scraping anything off or not. So I've done like the top portion around most of the boat at this point. It's just, this water is so dirty. Like, look at this. I think there's a specific acid on board we're supposed to use to like spray this and then scrape it or scrub it. I think we'll probably head back into town and grab a drink and just sit in the AC for a minute. Chill out, Dingy. You back off. I love a good Bob's Burgers style, the Mad Batter.
Love a good play on words.
Yeah, a good pun for the name of a business. Yeah, really good, right? Okay, first try, one shot, let's see it. It would have been really impressive if you got it on the first try. Or even the 10th try. So yeah, these are just free public docks with electricity and water hookups. Belhaven, hooking it up. This is where we throw out garbage.
Not just us, apparently.
Everybody throws out garbage here. But overall, a successful stop. Grocery store, some nice treaties. That rep was surprisingly good. I feel like my spirits have just been lifted because Marv and Mary gave us a ride from the food line. And the food line actually had like pretty good prices, I feel like.
Yeah, we
looking
spent
back
about
at it.
150. I was gonna say we had a bit of a rough morning walking there. It was just so hot.
And no breeze.
Yeah, no airflow, just so humid, so hot, and it was just like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to walk back. I was literally like, we're just gonna stand outside the grocery store and be like, 20 bucks, please take us home. But yeah, they were wonderful and they took us and they didn't even want money. And, yeah.
They're just so sweet.
The heat is just, it's been a rough summer so far.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out something.
Yeah, I realized I'm in love. Do you feel the same? Your eyes, they kinda say, through all these years, I was meant to be something else than friends. 'Cause we realized we're in love.
We are in Belhaven and just came outside to exercise, and our yoga mats have literally been melting, like legitimately melting from how hot it's been. One of the last things we did in Belhaven was set up this hanging chair in the cockpit, just to try to make the next hops north more comfortable.
So I like this chair, I just hate these ropes. So maybe that's the thing we'll need to switch.